We'll start with teachers only then, ma'am.
Okay.
Hi, this is Pranav Guha Thakurta from Edu TV. Today we are with Dr. Kulshrestha, Dr. Bhavana Kulshrestha. She's the principal of Amity International School, Sector 1, Vasundhara, Ghaziabad, NCR. She has a doctoral degree in English, dual master's degree in English literature and economics, a teaching degree, a diploma in systems management, and has attended Harvard University for leadership training for the past 27 years. She has been serving at top league Indian schools. Ma'am, welcome.
Thank you, Pranav ji.
Ma'am, as after 3 decades, this new education policy 2020 has come, and it is a very modern policy with a lot of new things coming in it. A lot of new ways of teaching have come in. Ma'am, how do you fix up the demand and supply of quality teachers for the same?
The vision of this new education policy, it's very progressive. And this is something that we all had been looking forward to. I remember there were certain things that I as a student wanted, but couldn't go in for because the education policy didn't allow it. I'll come to that specifically later. But as you said about the teachers, yes, to implement any good progressive policy, we need teachers, high quality teachers who are able to implement it. So yes, our Prime Minister, he dreams of making India Vishwaguru. Vishwaguru हम तभी बनेंगे जब हमारे individual gurus are very strong. When
Correct.
Our gurus are strongest of the strong gurus, only then we'll be able to do justice to that vision. So my contention, something that has always been ailing me and something that ails me even till this day as a school administrator is, we see that teaching as a career is never the first choice of the top students of the class. Whenever as teachers we ask in a class, I've been asking for decades talking to children, we ask, it's that same question that we all have gone through. What do you want to be when you grow up? I hear all kinds of answers. There are children wanting to be engineers and doctors and IAS, and some also want to be politicians today. Some also say they want to be actors. Proudly they say that, photographers. But I'm yet to see a child who says, I want to be a teacher.
Correct.
So there is somewhere a problem at the grassroots level that is preventing children to aspire to be a teacher. Nobody tells, I've never seen that the children even the teachers don't grow up wanting to be a teacher. So we tell our children, we give them ideas so that they can make informed choices. But even the teachers' children, do they want to be teachers? Yes, there is one more thing I want to bring in here. I have seen somebody who wants to be a teacher, and that set me thinking. My domestic help's daughter wants to be a teacher. She, with her limited exposure, she wants to be a teacher. But why not the others? So I don't say it is impossible. It's very much possible, because we see that in Scandinavian countries, especially the Finland, where the top children, the best meritorious students, they aspire to be teachers. And for admission into teacher training institutes, it's the most rigorous, the kind we have here for IITs and IIMs. I would want to see a day when getting into a teacher training institute is as competitive, as rigorous as getting into an IIT or IIM. Only then, when there is competition, when there is prestige involved with it, and of course, when we say prestige, there has to be a decent remuneration to go with it. So only when we can bring about those changes at the ground root level, at the policy level, we'll be able to see the desired changes. And for that, I strongly feel, as long as teaching is a group B job, then we'll not have people aspiring to be teachers. Only when we say teaching is a group A job, people will proudly say that, yes, I'm a teacher. I look at this example from the armed forces. The nurses in the armed forces, they are commissioned officers. And I heard somebody say very proudly, this was a captain in the army who proudly said, I'm an officer, my sister is an officer, and that sister was a nurse in the army. So, but he said proudly that my sister is an officer. So why did this happen? The same people are not okay being nurses elsewhere. But when it comes to the army, they look forward to that position. Why? Because they get to be commissioned officers. So only when we are able to bring about those changes at the policy level, give it the highest kind of dignity that it deserves, only then we'll be able to attract the best brains to the profession of teaching. Till then, whatever we are doing is only lip service, what I believe in. There's another example, you know, these days I've been thinking and I've been everywhere I see the analogy. I do a lot of gardening. All of us are quarantined and in isolation these days. So I do some gardening these days. So it occurred to me, if my seeds that I sow are not of the highest quality, if my seeds are inferior, how can I expect the bloom which is the best?
Wonderful
Whatever
example.
nurturing I give, whatever conditions I give, whatever fertilizers or whatever I may give, but the seeds were not the best. So how can I get the best yield? So the same goes even with the teaching profession. If my teachers are not the best of the best, then how can my country be the Vishwa Guru? So that is something that I feel that I have been, you know, this is something which comes very strongly to me, and I have been contemplating this for several decades now. And yes, as I said, this is a change that we were looking forward to. Even as a student, I wanted this kind of a change. I, as a student, I wanted a very weird kind of a combination. If
Okay.
I were allowed, if National Education Policy 2020 were in place at that time, I probably would have gone for a combination where I would have studied English literature with Sanskrit and with biology. So that kind of a combination was
Great.
not permitted those days. But children today are fortunate. They can go in for what they love. So yes,
I think it was very motivating, very energetic, full of rich content, your speech. I'm sure this will help all the stakeholders of education. Thank you so much, Dr. Kulshrestha.